Hello! Welcome to episode 5 of Building My Booth, the wiring. Ooh, yes, it's a very scary thing, at least it was for me, because I have no experience wiring an electrical system at all. But I managed to stumble my way through it. Now, before I go any further, I just want to say, I am not an electrician. I don't claim to be an electrician. I don't have any knowledge of electrician stuff at all. So if you are building your own booth and you're going to be wiring your system, please consult an electrician before you do anything. Okay? Now, having said that, I'm more than happy to show you what I did with my booth, just so you can get a sense of how involved the project is going to be. Take a look. Okay, so this is a diagram of how I wired my booth. I pretty much started off with the AC adapter, and then I just connected it to the wiring system. Now, I split my wires in a couple of different paths because I used 2 different switches for the booth. The first switch activates the lights in the booth, and the second switch powers the exhaust fans for the ventilation system. Now, you'll notice for this path, I had to split one line into 4 lines because I have 4 different fans to power. 2 of them are sucking air into the booth, and 2 of them are blowing air out. Okay, so how did I split my wires? How did I turn one wire into 2 wires? Well, pretty much the best and cheapest way I could find to do this was with these little plastic connectors called T-taps. And I got these on Amazon. They were super cheap. They come in like bags of 50. And they were really easy to work. I just took the one end here, took my source wire where the power was coming from, and I plugged the business end into that connector like so. And then I just clamp it down real tight, make a nice tight connection there. And then once that I knew I had a nice tight connection there, then I took my other wire that was going to become the 2 wires, and I attached that wire to this other piece of the T-tap here. Now, if you'll see that little metal groove, right, those little metal teeth there, what I did was wedge the wire into that little groove, and that cuts right through the insulation, and it makes contact with the copper wire on the inside. And then I just folded that piece over like so, and clamped it down nice and tight to make a good connection. All right. And that was pretty much all there was to it. Then I just took that piece and I took the other end of my connector, plugged them both together, and there you go. 1 wire has now become 2 wires. Now here's something I want you to hear. Get in real close and see if you can hear those fans. Super quiet, right? That's the whole point. In fact, if you'll notice, it even says so on the front. Be quiet. I got these fans specifically so they would be super quiet. Although one neat thing I did find out about these fans, and you may want to check this out. Let's take this dude here as an example. You notice in the wiring harness here, the fan has 3 wires going to it, and you only need to connect it to 2 wires coming from your power. So it's like which wires go to which thing. And I found out the hot wire is the one in the middle, but then I had these 2 wires on the end. It's like which one is which. You notice I have this one labeled Q, right? That's for quiet. That, I found out, enables the fan to run in quiet mode. But if you take this dude, the other 3rd lead, you pop it in that same connection, and then you turn it on. That sucker goes turbo. Now, that may be necessary if you want to keep more ventilation in your booth, but listen to that sucker go. Quite a bit louder, right? So it's going to be kind of a trade-off between sound and efficiency, whether you want to keep the comfortable level inside your booth at the expense of noise or vice versa. But at least with these fans, you got a choice. So that's kind of cool. So, big sigh of relief. The electrical is done. Now we get back to some good old hammer and nails construction. We're going to be building the wall panels that go on the inside of the booth. We'll cover that in the next video, and I will see you there.